Hello everybody, welcome back to the Winnipeg Ghostbusters YouTube channel. This is now episode 3. So you must be coming back and you must be liking
Do you like
what
us?
you see. I don't
Do you
know.
like us? We like you.
Please like us.
Please like us.
So this week, I think we want to share our amazing experience we had meeting Mr. Ernie Hudson.
Mr. Zeddemore himself.
He, we got word last year he was coming into town to film a new movie. I believe it was called The Warriors or Champions. I think it was called.
Yeah, the Warriors came
Not
out.
the Warriors.
Yeah,
Warriors,
come
out to
play.
Warriors, come out to play.
No, the Champions. I think it's a basketball movie
Yeah.
that
Woody Harrelson,
was doing in the city. So we kind of got word that was happening. So with our special interneting skills, we kind of
Mr. Super Sleuth over here.
we kind of tracked down some contacts for him. Things like his agent, his publicist, and business manager, something like that. Just shot off some emails to them, kind of explaining, hey, you know, we're the Winnipeg Ghostbusters. You know, we do lots of charity work. We know Mr. Hudson's in town. You know,
Not creepily, we just, you know.
you know, we'd love to just have 5 minutes of his time, just to give him a present, just to show our appreciation for everything he's given to us and everything he's given to the Ghostbusters fandom over the last 30 years.
I mean, he's been the one holding the torch for
Literally,
years.
He loves his fans. It's pretty obvious with the posts we see in that. Yeah, I just kind of said, you know, we appreciate his time, don't want to waste it. You know, he's busy. Sent it off. Again, it was just kind of a
see what happens.
play Jeopardy music.
Yeah.
Anyway, nothing really came of it. For some reason, I randomly checked our email, like our Winnipeg Ghostbusters at Gmail email address. And sure enough, there's an email there from Ernie. And I'm like, no, someone's like, Adam's pulling a joke or something, right? Open it up, start reading it. I'm like, this is legit. Like, I could tell how he communicated, how he wrote. It was him, just by knowing how he speaks. And he's like, you know what, Chris, I have today off. I'm not filming today, and I leave in 2 days. I'm staying at the Hotel Fort Garry, which in Winnipeg, I think it's the oldest hotel in the city.
I think so,
It's actually kind of based off the Plaza in New York. It looks very similar. But anyway, it has a haunted room in it, room 202. And he's like, you know, the staff here at the hotel keep bothering me to like go and do like a photo in there or do something. And he's like, you know what? I want to have you guys come out and I want to do a photo shoot with you guys in that room. I'll set it all up. He's like, I know it's short notice. Like, do you think you could make it here, you know, tonight?
Yeah. So then I'm at work. I get a text. Hey, you want to meet Ernie Hudson tonight? I'm pretty sure I dropped my phone and was like, I think I looked at my coworker and was like, well, I'm a write-off today. I'm only thinking about one thing, and that is my chance to meet Mr. Ernie Hudson himself.
Well, it's funny because I remember I called Adam as soon as I got that message. And he had worked the night shift. And he answered, he was half asleep. I'm like, hey man, like Ernie got to us. He wants to meet tonight. I told him we'd be down, you know, we'll set up a time. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to work. I'm like, it's Ernie Hudson. I'm like, okay, bud, if you change your mind, let me know. I don't know if he like rolled over and realized. Because like within like 20 minutes, I got to call you, go back. He's like, what?
Just that double take, roll, and then eyes wide open. Wait a minute.
So he's like, yeah, I'm in. So I got back to Ernie. We kind of set everything up. And he, you know what was really cool about it? Even before we had 100% kind of like concreted our plans to go, he said, you know what, Chris? Like, even if you guys can't make it tonight, he's like, I still want to like just meet you guys and take a picture. I think what you guys are doing is awesome, and like that alone just like melted my heart, right? Because you know, I'm thinking he's gonna be like, oh hey, like
another Ghostbusters franchise.
Yeah,
right
take a selfie, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was emailing back and forth with them. So we fast forward to that night. We go to the hotel. We kind of keep it hush hush, obviously, because we don't want.
You try and keep it hush hush, but then you see about
8
to 10 Ghostbusters walking into the Hotel Fort Garry, fully decked out, full packs, and everyone's just like, "You guys here on business or pleasure?"
Both.
Somebody saw a cockroach up on 12, but yeah, you try and keep it down low, but then you got.
I think they realized.
Yeah,
we were causing a little bit of a stir, so
yeah.
they kind of moved us up to like a private area.
Yeah.
And Ernie had actually given me his cell phone number, which
we'll post down here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm assuming this is all his email.
I'm sure
so it's probably stuff the production gave him.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too worried.
Unless he
about
really, really likes you, then that's pretty cool.
Maybe. So yeah, I gave him a call. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Hudson, like it's Chris. We're in the lobby." He's like, "All right, Chris, I'm excited. I'll be down there in like 5 minutes. I'm just wrapping something up."
Yeah.
All right, sure. I just remember I'm sitting in the lobby there because you guys were upstairs.
Yeah.
And I'm with the liaison or whatever for the Fort Garry.
Yeah.
And the elevator door opens up, and there he is, and he was like dressed like he looked
nice.
good.
Nice,
like,
yeah.
I was thinking he's gonna come pajamas or something, but no, he looked good.
Yeah.
And like as soon as that door opened, he looked at me. He had like the biggest smile on his face, and he like walked right up to me. He's like, "You're looking good, Chris. Looking good. I like it. I like it." He's like, "We doing this?" I'm like, "Yes. Like it's honor to meet you, sir. Like, thank you for doing this. Like, I appreciate it so much." And let me take you upstairs. So I took him to this other area where everybody else was patiently waiting, and he took the time.
Yeah.
I introduced you all one by one.
Yeah.
And he took the time.
Shook our hand.
Yeah.
Said, you look great, or something like he literally took the time, said hello, and something to each and every one of us. Like it was so cool. Yeah. It get teary-eyed just thinking about it.
Definitely one of those once in a lifetime things. Like it was amazing. And then he's like, "All right, let's get going. I got the photographer here."
Yeah.
Like we had brought our own photographer. He's like, "Oh, I got one set up." So they took us to this haunted room, which I believe is room 202.
I think so.
And the person from the Fort Garry kind of gave us the rundown on it, how it was.
Yeah, I can tell you the story.
Do you remember it?
I remember the story.
I remember some of it.
Yeah, because it was pretty cool, actually. So
tragic.
Tragic,
but
yes.
cool.
But I mean, it's spooky. It's a spooky story. So basically, I can't remember what year it was. It was long ago. So it was a couple that had just had their wedding night, and so basically, I think what it was the husband wasn't feeling well, so he left to go to like a drugstore or something to go get something to try and make him feel better. And on his way back, he was in an accident and passed away. And so the whole thing is this bride now haunts that room waiting for her husband to come back.
Well, she hung herself in the closet.
She hung herself in the closet, correct.
Yeah.
I was going to leave that part out because I couldn't remember if she killed herself or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she hung herself in the closet, and so the thing is so people have seen a bride sitting on the edge of a bed waiting for her husband to come home, and I don't know if they've heard crying, probably some
crying.
Probably
I
some
think
crying.
I think they've seen her walking the halls.
Yeah.
And I think there was something. Yeah, people say they feel her sitting at the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
And also the closet door opens sometimes, but nothing hostile. I don't think it's ever happened.
Hotel Fort Garry, if you're checking us out, which I know you are, if you want to put down if we've gotten it right, give us a thumbs up. If we've gotten it wrong, still give us a thumbs up, but then correct us if you could. But I'm pretty sure we got the gist of the story.
And to plug the Hotel Fort Garry,
absolutely,
you can actually stay in that room. They don't have it open all the time.
No,
you have to specifically request it, and I think you have to call them directly.
Yeah,
they definitely are open to it. They don't shy away from it. So, so that was awesome. We took some pictures for him, and I was kind of like,
I'll never forget Ernie looking at us, this group of like Ghostbusters, and he looked at us. He said, "You're the most well-behaved Ghostbusters I have ever met. Normally, people are clamoring. They got their guns out. They got the trap smoking and stuff. You're all just standing there, all stoic, just like, yes, let's take a picture with Mr. Ernie Hudson."
He's like, pull your wands out.
Yeah, he's just like, let's do something here. Yeah, he was the one coaxing us on because we were all polite Winnipeg boys and girls just going, thank you, Mr. Hudson, for coming out and taking time for pictures, and we're just going to stand here. It's just an honor to breathe your air, sir.
Oh, you. It's always the quiet ones.
He basically just straight up was just like, you guys need to get animated here. Come on. We're in a haunted room with a Ghostbuster and the Winnipeg Ghostbusters. Let's do something here. So we ended up getting a little more lively and stuff, but it was just funny having him call us out and just be like, come on, guys. Let's get up.
And then from there, we
went up to the 7th floor. We took a couple pictures to Ernie, Mr. Hudson. What are we allowed?
I called them both. I didn't know.
Yeah,
He didn't
I
correct
know.
me. So
No, Ernie, I'm going for it. Ernie, we're on a first name basis, my friend. We just took some more pictures up on the 7th floor. That's kind of like the ballroom. We presented him with an amazing made in
local,
Manitoba gift pack.
my wife actually went and specifically bought him a specific soap. She smelt it and was like, I think this is what Ernie would smell
This is what Ernie smells like.
So when I gave it to him, when he opened it up, I said, this is what my wife thinks you smell like. And I'll post a picture of her and him right there.
And it's funny because then my wife was just like, tell him my favorite movie is Miss Congeniality. And so when I told him, he was just like, not a lot of people tell me that.
So after all that, we kind of stood in the main, there's like a lobby area on the 7th floor. It was closed off, private area. Yeah. And he just went on about, in a good way, about telling us stories and what the experience was. Yeah. And like we asked him questions. Like my big thing I wanted to ask him was at the end of Afterlife, like his little montage. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, speech.
Speech at the end there. I was kind of like,
monologue.
Thank you.
That's
monologue.
it.
That's the word.
Monorail.
The day of the word. The word of the day. Monologue. So I just kind of asked them, like, Mr. Ernie, Mr. Hudson, whatever I said.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of you was in that. Yeah. Like, it just didn't feel something that maybe, Jason or whoever had written it.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
I hope we're allowed to tell the story.
Yeah, like, can you elaborate on that a little bit? And he's like, yeah, you're right, Chris. Like, I read it, and, I read it over with my wife, and I kind of said, honey, I'm thinking I want to make this change. Mm-hmm. And then she said to me, well, say...
I may be a businessman, but I will always be a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Because that way, if there's a sequel,
you're
guaranteed in.
Yeah. So like you said earlier in an interview a couple months ago, as long as the flight suit fits and the proton pack fits, he'll be there. So yeah.
And then from there,
he just literally sat
and talked
and signed everything we put in front of him.
Yes.
Like, there was no sigh, something else. No, he literally just looked at it, smiled every time. Like, I brought a laser disc of Ghostbusters 2. He looked at it and went, I haven't seen one of these for a while. Signed it, and personally signed it. Like, Brian, blah, 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 blah. I think mine is Brian, Keep On Bustin' or something like that. And then Ernie Hudson.
He did my Kenner Ecto.
Yeah.
He also did one of my figures I had boxed. Yep. He also did another figure that we're actually we're trying to figure out what to do. We're probably going to auction it off for the Children's Hospital. Yeah. He did our proton packs. He did Adam's slime blower. Yep. And he was just like, you guys got it? You guys got anything else? Yeah. And I didn't want to overstep our welcome. Like I was like, this is amazing. He did this for us.
Was an hour and a bit.
It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It was
way more than we were expecting.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be a hello, a couple pictures, and that's it.
But the thing that was cool about the whole experience, he's like, you know what? I'm really glad I was able to do this with you guys and made it work. He's like, I love my fans. I love seeing you guys at Comic-Cons. He's like, with the pandemic, he's like, I haven't got to see anybody for a year and a half, almost 2 years at this point. He's like, I miss seeing you guys. So he's like, this was my chance to make up for that lost
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it was obvious he did.
Ernie, if you're watching, and I know you are, Winnipeg Comic-Con 2023. Let's get you there. Also, Winnipeg Comic-Con, if you're watching, Ernie Hudson 2023. Let's get him here.
And the other thing we forgot to mention too, when we gave him the gift, we also made him an honorary.
He is an honorary Winnipeg
Ghostbuster. So we gave him a little plaque.
Yeah.
More just showing our appreciation for
Yeah.
everything he's done for the last 30 years
Yeah.
and everything he's accomplished. Yeah, I mean, what an experience. I mean,
yeah, it was phenomenal. And then I think we were buzzing for weeks afterwards. We would just text the group and be like, "Hey, remember when we met Ernie Hudson?" Like, he was just outstanding.
and I mean, for you, you had only been in the group, what?
Oh, I was
2 months at
literally
that point?
two months, and I had gone to the premiere of the new movie. I'd met Ernie Hudson. I'm like, this is the best ever in my life. But I think that's it for this one. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We're really excited that we've got it up and moving. I think we're doing pretty good. We got ourselves some new stuff. So, I mean, who knows? Next time, there might be a third one of us. Who knows? We just keep getting better every episode. But please don't forget to smash that like button, the subscribe button. Let us know how you like getting to know the Winnipeg Ghostbusters. We're having a great time doing this. We hope you're enjoying watching it. We didn't do our introductions at the beginning, but I figure by the third episode you should know us.
We're household names by now.
We're household
right?
names. You know, people are going to see the thumbnail and be like, "Oh yeah, those two." But let's do it right now. So I am Brian Beef Tykro.
I am Chris Rutz Rutherford.
And we are so thankful for you joining us, and we will see you in the next one.